Alright guys, so I hope you're doing fine as always. Today we will be making a little follow-up video of last week's video where we had a look at Bitcoin and made the analysis on Bitcoin. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. So if we have a look at last week's Wyckoff Reaccumulation that we did talk about, we can see we finally made the move up here on Bitcoin. We had this impulsive move up on Bitcoin. So our Wyckoff Reaccumulation pattern came into play, we made the move up. We might see a retrace, but the general sense is still up for this pattern to keep playing out. It's a continuation pattern, so it's continuing this upwards momentum or move. So according to the Wyckoff Reaccumulation, we are just continuing the move up from here. Doesn't mean we can't have a retrace, of course. So if we now look at our M2 again, we can see we also made the impulsive move on our M2. I'm sitting now on an 85 days offset. Important for us is general sense or general momentum is still upwards. We still have this 148k or 150k to 130, 140 zone on the charts according to the M2. Remember from last week's video, I do think 120 is a very, very big zone. I will be taking a lot of profits here. Then in groups of 5k up. 130, 140 is very reasonable for me. 150 might be a bit of a stretch. Don't get me wrong, I do think Bitcoin can go there, but I'm definitely not betting all my horses on that. So I will be taking profits lower than that along the way, just to be sure so I don't get stuck with the bags. Always pay yourself. So now, what do the vector candles tell us? We see in this impulsive move we did leave behind quite a big vector candle with a fair value gap as well, I might add. So in all fairness, it would make perfect sense if they make the retrace into this zone, consolidate a little bit there, preferably continue the move up from there. They might do a liquidity sweep. We still have this vector here, which we need to take into account, still at this 103k zone, which was the bearish case we discussed in last week's video. We did go for the bullish case. So now, this time bearish case, first step 113k zone to 113,500-ish is our major vector candle for this range. Is the retests of the previous all-time highs right there. So definitely a zone to watch. 111 to 112k. Really important zone to watch here. See what prices does from these levels. We might see a retest and continue to move up. General momentum, general sense is still very bullish, but a retrace would be very healthy to see, would be expected to see as well. Question is just when. Really hard to say. Everyone is shorting Bitcoin right now. So many people were shorting Bitcoin here at all-time highs. People are shorting all the way up because we're an all-time high, so want to short and they're just donating their money to the markets. Market makers have no reason to pull it back yet because there's so many retail traders shorting that they just want to keep continuing pushing prices up to liquidate them to then make a sharp retrace. If we see the retrace, I expect it to be very aggressive, very fast, to then make the continuation move up. So my advice is don't try and short Bitcoin, don't try and catch the move down, let it happen. The market isn't going anywhere, always other opportunities, but let the move down happen and look to re-enter in a long after the retrace. Don't try and catch the retrace. My best advice is to try and catch the bounce of the retrace to continue to move up, which for me, in my opinion, is a lot safer to do the upside will be a lot bigger as well, so better risk to rewards. So that's what I will be doing. Doesn't mean you can't scalp, so let's say on the smaller time frames. Of course you can catch scalp short trades. I might be scalping short, but definitely don't try and catch the big retrace move. It's bound to lose money, it's bound to get you liquidated, as so many people are shorting that they just want to liquidate these short positions. Of course, that's just my opinion. You might have a different strategy which can get you a great entry, so please feel free to do so. I personally will be waiting for the retrace to happen to then try and catch the move back up. So that's what vector candles are saying. So bearish case scenario is this 113,500 zone to the 1012, let's say. Really strong zone or important zone is 1012, so keep an eye on it especially. Let's see what our FIB retracement is saying from there. So the 382 is also sitting at this 111k zone, so quite near it, so definitely the zone to watch. And keep this zone in the back of your head, the 103k zone. This is the ultra bearish case scenario that we see a move, a small retrace or a strong retracement all the way down to then continue to move up. That's the ultra bearish case scenario in my opinion. I'm not really expecting this to happen as of yet, at least there's no sign for it. But always good to keep it in the back of your head or back of your mind that it's still an unrecovered vector candle there. If we then have a quick look at the order book itself, we can see currently, so the moment of recording, it's Sunday the 12th of July. We can see the order book is really stacked, so if we zoom in a bit, there's buying orders of 10 million, of 41 million, 35 million, 44 million, 32 million, 10 million, 10 million, and so on. So these are all buy orders, people wanting to buy for these amounts of money. So if we scroll through, a huge amount of buyers sitting in this zone of 114k-ish. But if we also look to the sell side, it's very heavy on the sell side as well. So what was this? 5 million on spot. We have 17 million on perpetual, 35 million, 35 million, 14 million, 12 million, 32 million, 12 million, and so on. So a lot of people buying, a lot of people selling. So if we take our deltas, let's say we take 3k ranges, so we are at 120 to 114. Ish, we can see the order book is really neutral at the moment. If we take a little bit bigger ranges, so let's say 122, which is 5k above to 5k below, it's 112-ish. We can see in the bigger ranges, so that's including or nearing the previous all-time high, the order book is very bearish. So in the big ranges, we have a bearish sentiment in the order book. At the moment of recording, keep in mind this can change any moment. But this is only strengthening the idea that we might see the retrace back into this 113.5 to 112k zone, or even lower, which we just discussed. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to discuss in this video. Was just a quick update and a continuation of last week's video. We did see the impulsive move up, which we did expect. Currently, I'm waiting for them to make the retrace. Before I'm getting in, I want to see somewhat of a retrace. I will not try and catch the retrace. I will try and catch a long after they did the retrace. Of course, it's also very possible that they continue to move up, as the sentiment overall is very bullish. So look for longs, but most importantly, always stick to your own TA, always do your own research. This is just my personal view. I can also make the mistakes, so always trust your own analysis. So As always, if there are any more questions, please feel free to ask them in the comment section or on the Discord server, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care. See ya. Bye bye.